The Tarzana Community and Cultural Center is more than just a patch of green in a sea of asphalt. It's a place for locals to come together for social and educational discoveries. For 20 years, this oasis has played host to innumerable events, ranging from simple birthday parties to large-scale festivals. So who better to tell the story of how the center functions than a few of our fantastic patrons? To begin with, here's an example of how the center became the perfect location for a children's school that suddenly needed COVID-friendly space for spirited toddlers.
Because of the pandemic, we were looking for a space outside rather than inside at this time. Some people have come by that don't even realize that it's here. It's like a little jewel inside the community. That's how I've always thought of this space. Once you come in here, even with, the boulevard and everything outside, it's its own peaceful space. I really feel the sense of just calm here. I think it's the trees and the fact that it feels like an older space to me. And I think the kids tap into that too. It just feels very zen, very peaceful for them. Children tell me that one of the things they really like about the space is they like being able to see like baby dragonflies and little lizards running around and birds up in the trees. They have a lot of freedom, and I think they have more freedom here probably than they have almost any place else in their life right now, because I know once they're in here and inside of our gate that they're safe here. The parents are grateful. I can't tell you how many times during a week parents will say to me, I'm so glad we have this space. I'm so happy my kids can play here. And I think particularly now that parents are very concerned about health and safety, I feel for myself more comfortable being outside rather than inside in an enclosed space. So it's worked out really well. It enabled us to continue the school. I really feel like if we hadn't been able to find this space, that the school might have had to just close permanently. So it's been a blessing for us.
Support groups of all types find the center ideal for their meetings. Here are some members of an MS support group explaining how the center fits their needs perfectly.
We're a group through the National Multiple Sclerosis Society, and it was actually formed by a school teacher with MS who discovered that playing games helps your brain. So we call it cognitive fitness because we're trying to keep our brains functioning as well as possible. We support each other through MS, but it's even better because we get to improve our functioning at the same time.
We have a good time rather than just concentrating on the disease.
It's helpful beyond just MS information. It's helpful that it's a social group.
It's been about 11 years since I've been coming. And just walking in is so peaceful and lovely.
There's this little pond, there's flowers, there's sculptures, and when you're inside the house, it just feels like a home away from home. I leave my home, drive a mile, and I'm at my second home.
The landscaping, the carousel, if it's hot, we can sit under if we're a little too early. That's it. I love this place.
You have this sense that you're no longer in Los Angeles. You're just out in the middle of nowhere somewhere. It's so pretty.
Another thing that's fun about being at the center is Tarzana. So it's just fun to see what's at the center. It's just fun to poke around and look at some of the objects. And that's another fun part of the center.
Our group, which mostly plays games, we've had guest speakers. We had someone give a Qigong class. We had a drum circle. Someone came and gave us a lecture on safety. I think that the Tarzana Community Center is really important for the entire community because it gives you so many options. It's really cool. And everyone's so nice.
U.S. military veterans have discovered the center to be a great place for their get-togethers and for the swapping of their stories while in uniform.
I think it's an ideal meeting place for our branch of Wings Over Wendy's because our average attendance is anywhere from 20 to 30.
Sometimes we have speakers, sometimes we have enough stories within our group that usually can take care of our meeting time limits.
Even though it says Wings Over Wendy's, it's not purely an aviation themed. People from the mayor's office come out here with for homeless issues on veterans.
It gives us a chance to get together and discuss our service in the military.
I think it's been a good marriage between veterans organization primarily and a community cultural center.
It works out very well for us.
Helping support local groups with an international reach is a natural for the center.
The San Fernando Valley chapter of Climate Reality is part of a global organization called Climate Reality, which was founded in 2006 by former Vice President Al Gore. So our Climate Reality chapter is open to everybody and anybody. You actually don't even have to live in San Fernando Valley to come and join us. We really like to get involved, roll up our sleeves and get to work. And we might get to work on legislation or bring speakers in to teach us about zero waste and composting. The only thing we don't do is we don't actually back any individuals running for office because we are nonpartisan as an organization. I've always loved the Tarzana Community and Cultural Center. It's just such a beautiful little spot. It's a gem of the valley. The center is so valuable to our community. The people there, not only do they appreciate nature, but they appreciate what we are doing, and they want to see us succeed. And it's not just us. I see the center providing that kind of support and nurturing other individuals and organizations who also have something very important to contribute.
Here's how a local art class has utilized the center space to facilitate the integration of art lessons and social distancing, while at the same time grounding their lessons in nature.
Being a teacher here at the center has been extremely rewarding because not only are we outdoors in a beautiful garden area, we are also creating a connection of one-on-one with the artists. The students really love being in an outdoors environment because we get to be one with nature. We get to be underneath the trees while they're drawing trees. They get to be around flowers while they're drawing flowers, and that creates a bigger impact within their art.
First of all, there's an openness in the garden of hearing the water, hearing children playing, the fact that there's flowers all around. I think it's a really great way to open ourselves up to some other ideas of how we can spend time.
The fact that it is outside, it's a relaxed atmosphere, we're socially distant. I just like the whole experience of being here. I look forward to it.
The center definitely gives us a creative outlet. People who are still trying to figure out if they're an artist or not to come here and explore the idea of becoming an artist.
My understanding about art is that everyone has an inner artist. Some people are born with far more talent and ability. Other people have been making art for years.
Anything to do with music and art is important to every community.
And everything around here is so busy that it's nice to have a place to come to kind of not be so busy.
I have friends that are artists, and I am definitely going to tell them about the center.
Within the San Fernando Valley, there isn't a lot of opportunity for the community to come together. And by having this place within here allows people of all different ages to come here and to congregate and to connect with one another and to possibly create like long-lasting friendships that could go on for years and years.
Hopefully, you now get a better idea of what the Tarzana Community and Cultural Center does for our friends and neighbors in the San Fernando Valley. Like all of us, the center has been greatly affected by the pandemic and the resultant loss of rental income. Any donation, big or small, is so helpful. Or if you'd rather join our enthusiastic team of volunteers, that's fantastic too. Please find it in your heart to support our little patch of green in the sea of asphalt. Thank you.